What if one man's peaceful defiance changed the course of a nation, and indeed the world? Imagine a child born in a small coastal town of Porbandar, Gujarat in India in the year 1869. His name was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, but the world would come to know him as Mahatma Gandhi. Born into the Vaishya or trader caste, his family had a long tradition of serving as chief ministers in regional kingdoms. Young Mohandas was a shy and earnest boy who was greatly influenced by his deeply religious and compassionate mother, Putlibai. As a teenager, Gandhi traveled to London, leaving behind his young wife, Kasturba, to pursue law. This journey would not only shape his professional life, but also plant the seeds of a philosophical transformation. The bustling streets and diverse populace of London introduced Gandhi to a world beyond his sheltered upbringing. Thus began the journey of a man who would become a beacon of peace and non-violence. But how does a law student in London become the Mahatma, the great soul? Let's travel back to the late 19th century, to a time when Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, a young barrister from India, found himself in South Africa. This was a pivotal chapter in his life, where the seeds of the Mahatma were sown. In South Africa, Gandhi encountered the harsh realities of racial discrimination. He was thrown off a train for refusing to move from the first-class compartment, despite holding a valid ticket. This event was a turning point, sparking in him a resolve to fight injustice. His experiences in South Africa, the humiliation, the bigotry, the blatant disregard for basic human rights, sparked a transformation. They molded his philosophy, his vision, and his methods. Here, he developed the concept of satyagraha, or truth force. Satyagraha was more than just passive resistance. It was about holding on to truth, about standing firm in the face of injustice, without resorting to violence. It was a potent weapon, a tool for change, a philosophy that would guide Gandhi and countless others in their struggle for freedom and justice. After 2 decades in South Africa, Gandhi returned to India in 1915. The country was simmering, teetering on the edge of a full-blown revolution against British rule. Gandhi, with his belief in satyagraha, stepped into this volatile scenario. He became deeply involved in the Indian national movement, leading peaceful protests, inspiring millions with his unwavering commitment to truth and non-violence. From the Dandi March, a 240-mile walk to the Arabian Sea to protest the salt tax, to the Quit India movement, a call for the British to leave India, Gandhi's influence was profound. His methods, his philosophy, his indomitable spirit, all played a pivotal role in India's fight for independence. Through each struggle, each triumph, each setback, the law student from London transformed. He became the Mahatma, a beacon of hope, a symbol of resistance, a champion for justice. In this crucible of struggle, a Mahatma was forged. So, how does the life of one man, the Mahatma, impact the world we live in today? The answer lies not only in his deeds, but in the principles he left behind, principles that continue to inspire and guide millions around the world. Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy of nonviolence, or ahimsa, was not just a political strategy for him, it was a way of life. He believed that violence only breeds more violence, and thus, the only way to achieve true peace and justice is through peaceful means. This philosophy did not just resonate within the borders of India, but echoed around the world, influencing leaders and movements far beyond his homeland. Consider the civil rights movement in the United States during the mid-20th century. Martin Luther King Jr., a key figure in this movement, was deeply influenced by Gandhi's philosophy of nonviolence. He saw in Gandhi's principles a method to combat the racial inequality prevalent in the United States. King's peaceful protests and powerful speeches were instrumental in the eventual passage of the Civil Rights Act in 1964, a landmark achievement in the fight against racial discrimination. But Gandhi's influence doesn't stop there. Today, his principles continue to inspire peaceful protests and movements around the globe. In a world where conflict often seems to be the norm, Gandhi's ideals remind us that it is possible to stand firm in our convictions, to fight for justice, without resorting to violence. His philosophy teaches us that change can be achieved through peaceful means, that love and understanding can bridge the deepest divides. Gandhi's impact on the world is immeasurable. His life and principles have left an indelible mark on our collective consciousness, guiding us towards a path of peace and non-violence. He showed us that one individual, armed with conviction and courage, can indeed change the world. In the face of power, he chose peace. In the face of injustice, he chose truth. That is the enduring legacy of Mahatma Gandhi, a legacy that continues to shape our world today. Be sure to hit that like or subscribe button and keep being curious, beautiful, and continue learning. Check out some of my other videos and keep staying curious.